My name is Lewis Miller. I was born in a strong Christian family, and I was baptized when I was 14 years old. When I was 18 years old, I moved to college, and that began 30 years of living a homosexual lifestyle. I always struggled in the beginning with my faith, and I felt like Christianity was the party I was not invited to. I sort of created my own denomination. I call it Loophole Christianity, and sort of found all the loopholes, like, it's all about how you interpret the scripture, or this applies to you but not to me, or Paul didn't really mean that when he said that in Romans, but it was all just ways of skirting the issue. As time went on, I traded God for lowercase g gods, and chiefly those were the God of my career and success and the God of beauty. And in fact, it was actually my business motto: in constant pursuit of beauty. Beautiful travel, beautiful people, beautiful homes, beautiful interiors. I felt like if I couldn't have God, I could have beauty, and that ran parallel in my mind. After a while, the beauty stopped being beautiful. The God-shaped hole started to rear its head. As the years progressed, my loophole Christianity turned into agnosticism, which ultimately then to stoicism, which I kind of liked for a while because it had all the common sense of Christianity without the annoying emotion, and then straight into full-on atheism. And for a while, being an atheist gave me freedom. I was free to marry a man. I was free to live my life the way I wanted to. Not like I wasn't already, to be honest, but there wasn't a guy in the sky writing down everything that I was doing wrong and going to hold me accountable for it later. So it did give me a sense of freedom in the beginning. But the problem was I missed God, because God never let me go. He remembered my commitment to him when I was 14 years old, getting baptized in the Tuolumne River in Modesto, California. And he grew this discontent more and more in me. And suddenly, the gods of hedonism and Epicureanism and the pursuit of beauty became meaningless. Fast forward to 2020, life was great. I was engaged to be married to a man. I had a beautiful home. I had great dogs. Business was booming. I had plenty of income to satisfy my every whim. And that's really what my life had become about. Like, how can I please myself now? What cocktail party are we going to? What amazing trip are we going to take next? What more can we buy or shop or wear? And it got to the point, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do another brunch. And then 2020 and COVID hit, and COVID really made me stop flat in my tracks and reevaluate everything. It was a scary time for business, but you know what? It made me go in deep and examine what my morals were, what my principles were. Did I actually have them? Did I actually have principles per se? And so I had to go through all the issues, and I was sort of shocked that actually my worldview really aligned with a biblical worldview. And that kind of set me back a little bit, and then I proceeded to just be in a bad mood for about 2 years. Because then I was stuck in New York. Fast forward to June of 22, I woke up one morning, it was a Sunday, my partner who I was living with at the time was in Los Angeles for work, and I thought, let me go to church. I was so hungry for truth. It's like, let me go to church. And I knew, nobody needs to know about it. He's gone. I don't have to explain it. I can come in here anonymously and just get out if it's too uncomfortable. And I had known about Times Square Church because years before my parents had come, and they had always told me about it. And so I'm like, well, let me check out Times Square Church. And the funny thing is that throughout the years, the decades, I had no taste for progressive Christianity or gay-affirming churches. It didn't ring true to me. And I honestly think, to be honest, I think I might even check the TSC website to make sure there wasn't a rainbow flag, because it was years earlier when my parents went and a lot of things had happened. So for all I knew, they had, joined the crowd. I sat right over there. This was Father's Day of June of 2022. And I sat right over there, and I was so amazed to walk in and literally see the streets of New York all in one place with the sole purpose of praising God. And it blew my mind. I hadn't seen so much joy. And leaving the debauchery and the hedonism that New York is in the month of June, all that garbage stayed outside. That was not in this room. And then the preacher came out. And it was truth bomb after truth bomb after truth bomb after truth bomb. And I was just sucking it up. I was absorbing it. And finally, I made my way down here. I did the altar call. And at one point, he looked at me and he said, there are those of you in this room who the only thing between you and the gates of hell is a praying mother and a praying father. And I was like, I knew it was for me. It was incredible. It was a life-changing moment. And then I didn't go back for a year. I knew if I came back here, I would be too convicted and I would have to make a change. I wanted to just chalk this off as a fun experience, move on with my life. I knew it would be embarrassing, it would be messy, I would have to break up a relationship. But God knew what I did that day, and he made the next 12 months very uncomfortable for me. And this God-shaped hole got bigger and bigger and bigger. And finally, a year later, my relationship had dissolved. I was single, I was on my own, and about a year to the date, back over there, I made my way here. And that was when I gave my sexuality to Christ. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't have the ability to white knuckle this or make these changes on my own. You're going to have to do it. And at one point, it was just like, boom, I'm just laying this at the foot of the cross. You take it from here because it's your problem now. And he did. It was immediate. It was insane. Within, immediately all last summer, it was like decades of addiction to pornography, chain broken. Like using sex as some weird form of validation and power, chain broken. But the most amazing thing was my identity. My identity as a gay man was chain broken. My identity, I'm now a child of the King. I am not a gay man. I am a child of the King. So, I will just say that in closing, God is so good. I no longer search, and I'm not in constant pursuit of beauty anymore. I'm in constant pursuit of holiness. Because beauty already found me. Beauty was in constant pursuit of me, and he never let me go. And beauty, that was Jesus. So, thank you.